Hey guys, this is my practice speech for my major speech 2. This is my flashcard, and today we're gonna be talking about crochet hooks. I have a lot of them here. So, crochet hooks are really small objects that can make big creations. So today we're gonna talk about what crochet hooks are, and the culture behind crochet hooks and why it matters to me. So to preview, we're going to talk about what it is, the culture behind it, and the why. So the culture, so what it is it is very self-explanatory. It is a rod. It can be plastic, it can be wooden. Mine is metal, and the whole point is it varies in sizes. So if you take a look right here, this is the 5mm one, and the whole point is to have a little hook on the very top. The knitting ones, which is completely different, knitting ones don't have any hooks. So the crochet, you use a crochet hook, and it only requires one hook. So knitting, you use 2, crochet, you use 1. Okay, so that's what it is, and the culture. So crocheting hooks represent family, and there's something called shepherd's knitting, which originated from Europe, and it is a very ancient technique, and it is considered a direct ancestor of crochet hooks. And so when you create something and you hand make it, in, of course it's going to take such a long time, and it's going to take so much effort. And when you make something handmade for yourself or someone else, it stands for so much love and so much care. And the values of crocheting culture and crochet hooks overall is that the values are patience, because it can take you hours, days, weeks, months, even years. So depending on the project, but either way, it takes a lot of patience to learn and to create. And which brings us to our next point, is creativity. It requires lots and lots and lots of creativity, especially if you're coming up with a pattern on your own. It does. And so the most important value of crocheting is making something out of basically nothing. And you create something with what you have on hand, just taking a ball of yarn and turning it into beanies or socks or Christmas stockings or anything. You're not spending money, and you're creating something that you need. And back so many years ago, when crocheting and knitting were first invented, they would actually take the wool out of the animal, and then they would make it into yarns, and then use the yarn to make warm socks, warm scarves, gloves, and all that stuff. So yeah, basically it is about taking something, a ball of yarn, and creating something amazing from it. And skills are passed down from generation to generation. Grandmas can teach their daughters, and they become mothers and they teach their daughters or sons. I don't know. So it goes down in generations. A lot of people learn crocheting through family members, which is really amazing, and it is a very traditional thing. And it can also be passing down of patterns, because it's really hard it's very expensive to keep on buying patterns. So some people I know have like family patterns for sweaters, and every single member of their family has that same type of sweater in different colors and different designs, different sizes, but it is the same pattern created and refined by, from their great great grandmother, and then refined from their great grandfather, and it passed down in generations. Okay, so why crocheting means a lot to me is because I'm self-taught. I learned everything I know from, YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff. But the reason why it matters to me a lot is because I am not the best at like physical activities. So I enjoy sitting down and spending hours on something, basically. So I like channeling my energy into something that is like time consuming. I love sitting down, I love putting on a show, and it is very therapeutic for me. So that's why it matters to me a lot. Okay, so in conclusion, crochet hooks originated from the shepherd's knitting, which is an ancient technique, and it represents family, and the values are patience, creativity, and making something out of what you have already on hand. And to recap, we talked about what crochet hooks are and the culture behind it and why it matters to me. So in conclusion, a small hook can represent a really big culture. Thank you.